love it when people park on the inside of corners. Sweetness. What's up today, guys? Yeah. Just another balmy hot day here in Canada. Minus 24 degrees Celsius. A little bit of flurries are happening right now. Moved in while I was getting loaded there. A case of the hurry up and waits, but no big problem on my end. Cutoff is tomorrow, so I'll take whatever I can, especially after having a week off. I got like, I don't even think I've crested 100 hours yet. I've been just grinding away for like 4 days here that I've been on. Back on. Loaded Lowboy 2 on the Red Gate Road. We're just out here a little bit north of Cynthia, about 25 kilometers. Picking up some Liberty wireline gear stuff. Taking that back to Grand Prairie. And then while we're in Grand Prairie, we unload. And then we gotta grab some other stuff at another disclosed place. I think he said RDI. That's gotta go north of Dawson Creek, so. I was all worried about how I was sitting there. I showed up early. I was supposed to be here at 9. I was out here at like 8:30. And then we sat there till like probably quarter to 12. And then we started hucking stuff on. There's a lot going on in the location this morning. Step Energy was doing the frack. And they had a ton of stuff there, so we had to kind of do some moving around before we could get some space cleared up so we could start loading stuff. Last video, which for me was yesterday, we just went to Grand Prairie, and it's weather's not the greatest that way. I heard somebody talking on had her on Lad 1 for a bit when I was coming into Grand Prairie. We went out south of Grand Prairie to Teddy Lane. They said it was supposed to be like minus 38 last night, so I was like, ugh. I'm like, I don't want to be sleeping in my truck for that one. It was cold enough at 25 below. You know, you sit pretty close to the back window. Loaded Lowboy 1, Red Gate. So, we'll rip to Grand Prairie, get this unloaded, and then go reload, and then who knows, probably try to get, I don't know exactly where we're going yet, so he just said north of Dawson Creek. .753 we're coming out on here right now, and it's just a sheet of ice. They said 24 kilometers from Cynthia, and I was clocking it right from the intersection of 620 and 753. And it ended up being like 25 and a half. So every little approach I was like, urge, and then there was cars behind me. I was like, I feel bad. Sorry guys. My directions were not the greatest here. One truck ahead of me with a load. He's got to go to Dawson Creek as well. Started up the truck this morning, everything was fine. Go to leave the yard. Just like when I left Cal Tires, she was running a little rough. It was like hit and miss in between 4 cylinders and 5 cylinders, and then finally cleared up and was firing on all 6. So I'm just like, oh, well, that's cool. Oh, that's extra cool when it's like nice and cold, just in case you want to break down somewhere, and then yeah. So it's not the warmest and fuzziest feeling. Old Ketchup probably won't leave me stranded. She's a good old girl. I got faith. Just a couple more days. Christmas right around the corner for us. Zach is grilling me. So Zach was driving that Peterbilt. He quit. Fed up with the bullshit. I'm like, yeah, I get that. There's a lot of bullshit on the bullshit with the side of bullshit, and then they sprinkle some bullshit on top. We get a lot of that here. But I don't think there's an oil field trucking company that doesn't have that shit going on. Like, it's way more in the service world because we're a big company, but we're not super large. I always think that we're smaller than Road Train. We're about the same size, so. Wow. Are the brakes on? Chilly from sitting. Everything's stiff. So he's at Downs now, so a little more orchestrated chaos over there. Oh, I'm not that heavy. Put a little shot of alcohol in the trailer this morning just for good luck. Oh, no engine light. So the engine light was on. It said injector spill valve is what the code came up. And then I slept in Valley View the other night, and I woke up and the engine light was off. And ran flawless all day. Until this morning when I had some more sputtering, just for like, you know, just a couple turns leaving the yard, and then it cleared up. So yeah, engine light's not on, so we'll just keep ticking away. I don't know, I might have to put out like a live stream on YouTube. If we broke down on the side of Highway 43, someone pick me up, please. But anyways, we'll truck on her while we can, and yeah, stay tuned and watch the video. Check this load over, you know, this big load. Big, powerful C500. bits. One of the crates is like open in the top, it's empty. Yo. Someone's tooting. Oh, tight. Just wireline gear, right? So lubricator, hoses. This is all your wellhead stuff. Look at it, it's very greasy. A lot of lubrication to seal your connections, so they use a lot of grease. Sometimes you'll get kegs of grease, literally flats of them, like what are those, 10-gallon pails? I don't know how big they are, but yo. It's gonna be like this all day. Everything's looking real good there, real good there. Yes, very nice, very nice. Yeah, the one open crate that's empty, I'm like, oh, I hate that because they just crush, right?
What's that, Lemmy?
Oh, I'm reading Macho's thing. So,
Thank you, Macho. Are you cool? I think it's average. It's just bullshit. I know it's bullshit on the fucking hate that we get. If you don't like us, don't listen. Don't try to fuck with us. I can honestly say we won't fuck with anybody. I don't have a group of people that fuck with anybody's radio show. And if you do fuck with other people's radio show, it's not under my guidance and it's not under my direction. So the holidays are going great, right? Translating the draft kick is plowed. Morning on Master Butcher in America have achieved their SafeBigThinks.com code and a big thanks. Trip direct Gary or Lummy to find the piece of audio where I said, because I've been very, very careful not to leave too many breadcrumbs as to who I'm speaking with tomorrow. So, give it to me. Give me the information.
I think you're still good with the breadcrumbs, man. I don't think I haven't seen anybody guess the right person.
Rainey listens to every fucking minute of everything that we do, and she says, I remember him saying a very large podcast, but not her or him. And I think that's the case. As soon as Lummy said it, I thought you were crazy. They'll hone in. Fucking hone in and try their hard.
Ketchup probably won't leave me stranded. Just blew a fucking boost hose. Bop, bop, bop. This side for sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Boop, boop, boop. All that extra boost I've been feeding into this thing. What the fuck? I'd rather be in the pullout than here. We can get this flame over a hot engine. I can't see. Something else. Air compressor related. I'm losing air. And I cannot build enough air to move. And the fan is stuck on. Warm these hands up and close that winter front. I don't think I'm gonna overcome the air loss. It's gonna get real cold. I wonder what that could be. I know a little bit about trucking, but I know to transfer the air from the air compressor to the rest of the truck, that hose needs to be connected. Now's the time to put alcohol in the whole system. All right, I don't have air to get off the road, so I might as well do that. I don't even know. Chickadee, Maine. I'm on the Chickadee, Maine. So we're not right on the highway, which is better than being on the side of the highway. I was like, well, it doesn't look like anybody's been down here for a while. Hopefully it didn't eat the threads. You guys probably looked right at it. Came right out of the back of the compressor. That's the hard line. Hopefully I can... deal with that. I don't know if that's going to swivel the thread on there or what's going to happen. Try it out. Of course, it's always when it's cold. Whoa, so I did the almighty and I shut the truck off. My fucking one thing I never like to do when I'm away from the shop, especially in the middle of nowhere. I threaded that piece. Trying to get it back on, but I'm pretty sure it ate the threads out of the back of the compressor because it's not getting tight. And with the coarse thread that it is, it should be an easy go. I'm like there, and I just keep tightening, and it's not going in it anymore. So it's on there, but it's leaking out. Obviously, just as much air as I'm building. So yeah, we'll have to make the phone call and hey, I need some help here, guys. Oh. Yeah, we're still here. We got her repaired. My engine light came back on though after I started it up. It was nice and cold. We had her shut off for probably 2 hours. Just letting everything get warm back up and try to mosey on down the road. Probably only go to Fox Creek and go to sleep, unfortunately. That's gay. But yeah, 7 o'clock. We pulled in here at like 2:30. And yeah, so up with me. JBS Mechanical to the rescue. So that's pretty sweet. Jordan, good dude. And I guess one of his friends was like, "Oh, you want to fix brawler truck? That'd be awesome if it was that time-lapse trucker guy." So it was like, he was telling me the story, and I was like, "That's me." He's like, "It is." Sorry, bro. Only had one sticker, so I gave it to him. I was gonna give him two, so he could give you one, but running thin over here, and I had nothing else to give either. So, but anyways, hopefully, we had to do some bush fixing. Short of changing the air compressor completely, which we're not doing out here at minus 25. It's like 30 with the wind. So the threads look like they got beat up coming out of the back of the compressor. I don't even know what happens, but well, I guess we had another truck a couple weeks ago, the same thing happened. So, and that's factory brand new compressor from Kenworth, double lung. So we just laid her on thick with JB Weld, put her in, laid another thick bead JB Weld around it, and we're just fingers crossed. I hope it makes it home after we go to Grand Prairie, then we go to Dawson Creek, and then we got something on the way home. Morning. Frosty it is. There is some wind blowing this way. I got a face full of snow when I went out to go get some coffee and breakfast. It's minus 31 with the wind chill. Meal feels like minus 40. Yes. I love sleeping in that stuff, actually. I pretty much literally leave the heater full blast last night, and I never do that. And I was woke up at 1:30 in the morning by a rush of escaping air. And I was like, what the fuck is that? 1:30, I'm like, all I heard was, psh. I hop out of bed. Well, I didn't hop out of it, but I sat up in it. Listening to it, watching the air gauge, I'm like, it's going down real slow. And I'm like, what? I dynamite the trailer. I was like, just in case maybe it was something there. And I was like, no, not winning. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get out. I'm like, fuck, nothing better than getting woken up to get out right into minus 40 wind chill weather. So no socks, put my boots on, hopped out, put on the coveralls, grabbed flashlight, rolled underneath there. Freaking poppet valve on the air dryer popped out but didn't go back in, so that was nice. It was an easy fix. I probably could have did it with my finger, but I grabbed my pliers because I was gonna pull on the poppet part, the spring loader on the side. Not fucking be confused with that, you pervs. And as soon as I touched it, it popped back in, and I was like, okay, gonna have to get a new one of those probably. So, but that's rude when you got to do that at 1:30 in the morning and lay underneath the truck. But it was quick and easy, so okay, I'm thankful. The engine light did not turn off last night in my sleep, so that sucks. Not that it means that it's fixed or anything anyways. I'm sure we'll chug along here for a little bit. When I left after getting my bush fixed there, it was I wasn't happy for a little bit again. So it's every time you shut it off and you start it, it's like, hey, did you forget about this? And what did I say just recently before I broke down? Old Ketchup probably won't leave me stranded. I fucking broke down. At least the engine still ran. It was annoying to sit there and listen to the fan and the air alarm, but whatever. Okay, let's get going. We'll get unloaded. I will see what other kind of BS we got. like, oh, I'm gonna be late, my truck won't start. I'm like, all right. Such is life. They got air leaks, but I can't find. I wonder if it's a brake pump. Because that's the only thing I don't have on right now. I ducked around underneath the trailer, underneath the truck, and I can't find nothing. So it's kind of odd, but there is a lot of snow. And I guess now we're just the Dawson Creek stuff was just a hot shot or something. I don't know if Caden got that or not, because he unloaded here yesterday at 4:30. So we're gonna maybe scoop a loader on the way home on the Rose Creek, which is on Highway 22 in between Drayton and Rocky, kind of like more or less straight west of Rimby. You gotta have work mitts in Canada. I know it's shitty to try to deal with stuff, but like you wear gloves and freeze your fucking fingers off, or you can learn how to work with mitts on and stay warm. You pick. The choice is clear to me. Fingers, keep them. I like my fingers. Minutes outside and it's completely fine, but I never had any problems with my Osmo 4 either. Like, I put it out there in the cold. So as long as you turn it on in the truck before you go outside, usually you're good. But I've never had any issue with either of these two cameras, the 6 or the 4, but the GoPro, yeah, I've had issues with that thing a lot. But we don't have to worry about that. That's in the past now. Contemplating selling all these GoPros that I got, but I might find a purpose. There's sometimes when I need a third camera. If I had a truck with a bigger bunk, I wouldn't be able to use this. I would have to figure out something completely different for this, which I don't know. So mad that I got 2 windows. I released the brakes and had the trailer spike on so I could get out and take a listen, but I still didn't hear anything. Yeah, I'll lie on my logbook a little bit here. I did have to wait for bro, so. stuff in there constantly running. They must, well, there's a big air exchanger, so it definitely probably got stuff in there testing it out. I seen it said test pit, so it must be hard on heat. Oh, I forgot to close my other flap on my winter front. Blue box truck is still sitting there. Blue and black. Be home in 12 hours. Unless we gotta do some other BS. Well, we might have to do some BS. That's why I said 12 hours. It's not 100% for sure, but close that flap. Hey, well, I'll come back if we got to get the loader, and I'll add it to the video, since this video was, it turned out to be just something that I just started doing, and then it turned out to be a complete nightmare. Well, it wasn't. It's not a complete nightmare. One of the more shittier trips I've had in a long time. We end up going down the Rose Creek, I'll come back then. If not, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. I don't know if you can see that or not. How does it rain when it's minus 13? Frozen in the window for some reason. Yo, we're on the Rose Creek, bros. 3 o'clock. 8.5. That's way warmer. I gotta open up the winter front. I only have one corner open, just barely. Like literally in here, my sweatshirt, coveralls, sweating. I don't have as many air leaks now though, so that's nice. Talking to Dad, he said he didn't have to chain up, so I'm gonna barefoot her in, but doesn't want me there till 4:30 because they had some mats show up, so I'm like, ah, crap. Oh boundless bro is just pulled up there. He's like, yeah, the mats aren't there yet. I'm like, oh, come on. So wait, it'll cool off, be more traction, be dark. It's a trade-off. I think we're 17 on the rows or 18 on the rows and left, and then it's like another 10. North River, I think it's called. And then there's another release road or whatever, where they got sound haulers. Said it shouldn't have to chain up, but I think it's Powell. I don't know if it's Powell base that's bringing mats or if it's us, but there's no mats here yet, so can't get the loader. We wait. Somebody spun out on the hill. Might have to lend some assistance. I think he's got a Western Star T-band. If he's the guy that brought the mats in. I'll have to go and maybe anchor them or whatever. I should chain up and just be ready for it. I'll let the heat crank. Where's the heat? Turn it down. Oh yeah. Holy. Copy in there, Aaron?
Yeah, go ahead.
This loader. Is there a fucking shut off for the controls? I'm not finding it here. Bucket won't go up and down.
Yeah, it's like an unlock button on that control panel. You gotta push and hold it. Looks like a lock.
Copy.
If not, just give me a minute. I'll send the boiler hand over. He was just running it, so he grabbed the bucket for you to have it all ready.
Roger. Got it.
You got it, right?
Yeah, I did. It had to be on, not off, I guess. My bad.
Yeah, no worries.
Never had that on before, ever.
Tool hand on this channel? Hey, he's up at the coil cab. Need anything? Can you ask him to text me those pump rates and pressures so I can type up my report here? I can tell him right now if you want him. Give me a sec. I gotta type some shit in and I'll type in. Yeah, copy that.
Beacon. Shut the beacon off. Well, we still got a beacon. Shut the